There's leprechauns, unicorns, and the Black Mafia.
Oh, come on, man.
Honestly, I never heard the story before. This guy that Denzel Washington is playing.
Apparently, there's a good reason for that. Denzel Washington's character, Frank
Lucas,
was the real power behind the scenes. He was the guy who was bringing all the heroin into Harlem, and nobody knew it because the boy was good.
Frank Lucas is a guy who mentored under another gangster, this guy named Bumpy Johnson, played by Clarence Williams III, who doesn't have a crazy afro this time. So when Bumpy dies, of course, the next one to heir is Frank, because he's learned everything from this guy. And he's learned to be caring about Harlem. Harlem loves this guy, but at the same time, he's learned how to be pretty ruthless. As a matter of fact, the movie opens up with a guy being set on fire. So it's like, damn, you know. The other character we have in there is
Russell Crowe.
Is Russell Crowe, who plays the cop. Probably decent to a fault. I mean, everybody makes fun of this guy because he's so honest. He eventually crossed paths with Frank Lucas to bring down this big heroin ring that he has.
Dude, I so love this movie. I mean, come on, what is not to love about this? First of all, it's directed by Ridley Scott. And when Ridley Scott is on, the man is on. And this is one of his on movies. This movie is actually, I put it up with one of the top 5 American crime films of all time. I hold this with Goodfellas. I hold this with Scarface. I hold this with The Godfather. This movie was incredible. You couldn't take the smile off my face with a sandblaster. I was so loving this
And
movie.
we've tried.
Yeah, and you were on heroin at the time yourself, so I mean.
I thought this was a really good movie. The acting is incredible, you know, such great characters, and I love the plot, you know, and it's based on a real story, and yet there was something missing to really pick me up and smack me around the way Goodfellas did, or even Casino. I mean, I can't tell you what it was. Almost like at times it was like just kind of, maybe it wasn't hitting the points I wanted, didn't have the high notes. At the same time, it's an awesome movie. It's one of the best movies I've seen this year.
The main thing for me, though, is that, like I said, except for the very end, which I can't say anything about, but I was very satisfied with the way they decided to go with it. But except for that, it just kept not quite reaching any peaks for me. We've seen this before. We've seen the cop who's like the super good cop, but nothing else in his life works out because of it. Like his wife is going to leave him, and most of the other cops don't like him, but he just insists on doing the right thing. We've seen this type of gangster before. The guy rises to the top and is like really good at what he does because he's doing stuff different than all the other guys are, and the other gangsters all hate him, but he don't care because he's too mad skills.
The music just didn't set the right mood for me. A
Really?
lot of it to me sounded like cop show music. And that's just me. Thing is, the movie's very good, actually. I mean, really, out of all the stuff we've seen this year, how can you not say that this is not one of the better movies we've seen? Looks great. The acting, I mean, Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington, 2 of our best. I mean, yeah, needless to say, great acting.
Let me ask you this. Do you really think that putting me behind bars is going to change anything on them streets? Them dope fiends are going to shoot it, they're going to steal from it, they're going to die for it. Putting me in or out ain't going to change one thing.
And that's the way it is.
That's just the way it is. So what we got, Richie? We got me and you sitting here.
I got possession, supply, conspiracy, bribing a law officer. I got people who attest to seeing you kill in cold blood. I got your offshore bank accounts, your real estate, your businesses, all bought with money from heroin. And I got hundreds of parents of dead kids, addicts who OD'd on your product, and that's my story for the jury. That's how I make it all stick. This man murdered thousands of people. And he did it from a penthouse driving a Lincoln. Aside from that, you got nothing to worry about.
That's pretty good. But that's why we go to court, isn't it, Richie? Because I got witnesses, too. I got celebrities. I got sports figures. I got Harlem, Richie.
The rest,
A
no
bunch
street
of
guys.
cameos by
We're looking for
rappers.
the
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Exactly.
He gave us Cuba back for a few brief moments. We actually got to enjoy Cuba acting again.
Well, he had nowhere to go but up, man.
No, this is true, but
It's funny because he dressed the way white guys dress on Halloween when they're trying to be pimps.
Exactly.
the 70s was like Halloween.
I give it full price.
Give it full price?
Yes.
All right.
Dude, I'm going to bust the cherry on this bitch. I'm going to say better than sex.
Wow.
Better than sex.
I hold that this is going to be considered one of the top 5 American crime films ever.
Yeah, that's about to say. It's because you ain't been getting no sex. I give this movie full price. I mean, regardless of whatever kind of flaws I had with it, is one of the better movies I've seen this year.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you. It's not for me in the top 5 gangster movies, but it is one of the better movies this year, and it is full price.
I will say it's in the top 5 of all black gangster movies. I don't know.
Well, there's only like 2, right?
Exactly. I will say that the thing that probably sets this movie apart from other gangster movies is that it is told from the black perspective. So
Is
we
this
didn't even
a
know this.
remake of an Eddie Murphy movie?
No. What does that even mean?
Come on, man. It doesn't have the accuracy of Harlem Nights.
If this was a remake of an Eddie Murphy movie, it would be Eddie Murphy in a fat gangster suit.
Oh God, please no.
It would be like The Godmama.